Hello, buddies. It's a beautiful late night, Thursday, December 12th, and it's December, uh, winter season, and so it's so cold and freezy. The degree is 20 degrees in Bengaluru. It says warmer tomorrow, but I'm not sure. It's still drizzling here, and even in night. And today we are going to do a podcast, books episode. So let me bring you the agenda. We have a new guest speaker from our book club and we're gonna discover the origin story of our guest speaker and their favorite book and some fun activities. So it's gonna be the usual. I'm gonna pin the chapters so you can feel free to jump to any chapters in our episodes later. So without any further delay, let me start the episode.
NWM YouTube.
Yep. You're listening to MWM Podcast. I'm Matt Dawson. This is episode number 21 in books alone, and we are nearing our 50 goal mark. Today's episode marks the 46th episode, and we have a special guest speaker debuting in our podcast for the first time. He recently joined our book club. He attended November month book club event. I have so many questions for him because he has picked up a classic, modern classic. So without any further delay, let me call Sai Prashanth to the stage. Hello, Sai Prashanth. Give us a short introduction to our audience. And yeah, your reading habits. Yes, please take the stage.
Yeah, hi MaddiE, and I'm Sai Prashanth. Everyone address me as Sai, and many multiple Sai are there in in our society, and I'm a software engineer, and I'm currently residing in Bangalore. So it is I'm from Tamil Nadu actually. Uh,
Yeah, same
so
here.
yeah, I mean that's the best intro that we got on that day when we met for the first time, and that too very nearby cities, and yeah,
Yeah, so good. What was your hometown? Did I miss it? Just
Dinnigal.
Dindigul. Okay, I'm from Madurai, so we are
Yeah, yeah,
near. Yeah,
yeah,
so thank you for appearing on our podcast and lending your voice and giving us a book. He has already
yeah,
given
sure.
two books. I told him like let's do one classic for the first episode, then we'll explore. So second book is gonna be even better. So I'm gonna be what do you say? Looking forward to the second episode. But let's cover the first episode. So, Sai Prasant, since you are new to our podcast, especially the audience who are listening, we want to know how did you discover books? When did you discover books, basically? And then, so after discovering, not everyone gets to read vigorously, right? So some people will
Mhm.
straight away start reading so many books, but some people will like one book a year or 2 years, something like that. I'm that category when I was in childhood. So how did you discover books, and when actually you realized or recognized the potential the books that give you, right? So, so when did it get going? So please tell us your origin story.
Yeah. So, like, mm, might be if my memory is good, it is around sixth to ninth standard.
Okay.
So we can cut sixth standard maybe during those period it is like seventh to ninth we can give. So
Okay.
that's the first time I'm just started to explore library, school library. You know that funny part is we have one particular every school mostly have one period for reading, which is like library visit.
Okay.
So we never read in library classes. That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
I go to the library class, but I never took a book. We just chit chat with my friends and all those things. But once it got used to it,
Hmm.
once I got used to look at the very different kind of books. At the time, the book covers uh, like it gives that pleasure to see the book cover. So my, my book reading things started with this Secret Seven and Famous Five. You know
Okay.
like those are a very interesting part, and also the pictures and all those things. Whenever I used to see that, I get more interested in those kind of books. So
Okay.
yeah, me and my friends, we just discuss about that, about we, even if we don't understand what is like there in that book as a whole, but we know the story like once we read. So we just discuss very vaguely. So that's my beginning story. We can, if I want to,
Just
as
by looking at the book cover.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Then later on, it become like okay, let us take some 2 or 3 pages. We just try to cover it up. I'll tell my friend to cover the next two or next chapters. I won't read it.
Hmm.
So we will have a discussion like, okay, one chapter 1 to 3, I have discussed with you. I told the story. Remaining story, you tell me.
Hmm.
So that's a kind of a thing that it started. So it's not a proper reading thing. I don't know like whether I have completed any of the proper full book at that time, but I have touched different books within that same category, Secret Seven and the Famous Five series.
Okay.
And like after that, this 10th to 12th, the hardest part of any any teenagers. So once it is done, like after post 12th, so it is like before entering the college, like the one book which I got so much attracted is called Brief History of Man by Stephen Hawking. I know
Okay.
it's not a fiction, or we cannot say it as a fiction or non-fiction. Maybe we'll put it as a non-fiction. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that is not at all the books that I have read before, because it is completely technical book,
Hmm.
but expressed in such a way that like even many of them are illustrated also about the astrophysics and behind stuffs behind that, like black holes, all those things. So I'm still fascinated about that actually. And once that post 12th or after joining the college, it is like I have never touched any book, like not even a single book, just to read or something.
Okay.
To my memory also, like I couldn't even think of any of the book that I have read. So it is like that kind of a zone I was in, like whole college period, like 4 years. Plus the next I started work. So at that time also I have never got into any book reading.
Okay.
So in between, during the lockdown, like we were simply out of like work, and we don't know like what to do. So at that time, I just bought one book from Amazon, which is this Dark Matter
Oh, Dark Matter. Okay.
by
Yeah.
Blake Couch. Yeah,
Yeah.
good that I didn't watch the series. I mean, like at that time, it didn't got released actually. Which is a good thing that I bought that book and studied that. And when I like that's the I would say the first sci-fi book that I have read.
Wow. That's a good
Like
book to pick for a sci-fi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, because I have, see, as I am interested much of in these kind of topics,
Hmm.
not specifically time travel, but related to that, astrophysics and all those things. Even Stephen Hawking
It's
has,
literally dark
uh,
matter, right? So that's why they named it.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, specifically that dark matter is again a particular topic which is discussed in Brief History of Man, actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the ending chapters of his book, and
Stephen
also in
Hawking.
his career, it was a widely discussed topic.
Yeah.
So I never knew that it is a time travel thing when I have started reading the book, and it just got into the vibe of the whole book, sci-fi thriller. It just it gave me that full sci-fi thrillers vibe there in the
It
dark
it
matter.
is it is not time travel. It is actually dimension travel.
Sorry, kind of yeah, dimension and parallel universe, all those
Yeah.
things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's
And
a great
like
book.
uh,
Yeah.
ah
Yeah. Please
yeah.
continue.
So what I did, like, I don't want to know about the ending of this. So I just left the last one chapter,
Oh my
and
God.
I just left it. And I was thinking, how can you? Like, I was thinking for a long time that how can you just leave the book without knowing the ending?
Uh,
But I didn't read actually. Later I have completed, but during the time of when I started that book and reaching the last maybe third chapter or from the last,
uh,
I just decided to stop there in between, and then like the book was in my shelf. That's it.
okay.
Then again after this lockdown, I have again a long gap for reading, and during this February of 2024,
Hmm.
like I was in a different I would say like mental breakdown. Yeah. Okay. And so I was like I used to take like evening walks. I still I'm doing that. And so I was going for a evening walk, and this in the streets of Bangalore, you can see the roadside bookshops,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
petty
yeah.
shops, which
Yeah,
they
stalls,
sell
stalls.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and less priced also actually compared to other book purchase places. And
correct, correct.
like yeah, my friend, actually my school friend, like he used to utter a name of a person who's Murakami, Haruki Murakami. Like, but I'm not much interested in reading books at that time also. Like even after lockdown or those up to 2024, maybe you can say. Like I'm not much interested in that, but because of to avoid that mental breakdown, I just got into that book, which is called Norwegian Wood
Okay.
by Haruki Murakami, and that. It was a different, I would say, like it attacked me mentally actually.
The
One
book
breakdown
attacked you.
plus, yeah, literally it just attacked me.
Okay.
So I would say like how like that Norwegian Wood, like it's about a teenager's thing, and it talks more about loneliness and all those things. I'm already currently facing that, so I just got so much like I can easily connect to that book, to the characters, very minimal characters only. That
Okay.
again, when I completed that Norwegian one, it again made me feel more depressed because
Okay.
of because of the storylines that it had, and uh, like it's a different kind of a reading experience for me actually. As like I have never went through a particular drama kind of uh, a genre in fiction. Like that I would not say that as a particular like thriller or like I couldn't categorize that when I was into that
Okay.
book.
Okay. I understood.
And
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah. And then later, like after Norwegian Wood, I got continuously I started reading, and still I'm doing that. Like one book after another, not much in parallel, but
Haruki Murakami books.
yeah. And also I have just tried to cover other classics also, which we have one recommendation which we are going to discuss today, and the other one is like the Jane Eyre, you know, that also a classic. Then I have read this ends with us, starts with us series, that two part alone, like at the starting zone. Then I got more into the classic thing, and I think I have never got interested in reading non-fiction. So mostly my favorites are within fiction categories. And yeah, and also like one particular genre which I have discovered, which is uh, the magical realism. I think we last time we were discussing on that, and that was a very interesting and curious genre to me actually. Uh,
Okay.
that literally like I know like we know I have come up to different genres, but that name gave me a different perspective, like how it is different from the other stuff, and yeah, it still excites me. And yeah, so that's all about my book
Yeah.
reading origin story.
I have so many questions from your origin story, but first I would like to say you have a knack of putting the words or in the speech. You make sure
Mhm.
it's kind of what do you say, captivating. Your speech is captivating. You say that the book attacked you, and then you tried to guess the story from the cover. And are you still in
Yeah,
contact? The first question I would say, are you still in touch with your friends whom you had that gang where you tried to guess the story based on book cover?
yeah.
Childhood friend.
Only one.
So you guys still do that ritual?
No.
You should
Now
do
it is
it. I
like,
think that's a good ritual. It's a nostalgic moment, right?
yeah, maybe I could try. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just picked up a game. We could do this
Mhm.
game with my book club participants,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's with my friends also. So it's a good game. You gave us judge or sorry, guess the story based on the book cover.
Yeah, we
That's
can name it
nice.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you covered almost all your reading habits and favorite genres and how books impacted you, what books impacted you, favorite author. So You saved me a lot of questions. So without any delay, let's go to our main topic. So which book
Yeah,
are you going to recommend us today?
yeah, it is a classic again. Um, it is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
Yeah. Fortunately, I mean, unfortunately, I haven't read the book, but fortunately, I watched the movie. I love the movie.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Oh,
any
great, great.
bibliophile, true bibliophile, will never be satisfied with any movie which is adapted from the book, right? So I
Exactly.
can
Yeah.
imagine what all would have been in the book that may have skipped in the movie. So I am so
Mhm.
intrigued to listen to you. So please just tell us your raw feelings about this book.
Yeah. So, like I just first I want to like quote from the back cover of the book. Okay.
Okay.
I start with that actually, uh,
Yeah, please,
which says
please.
like, yeah, yeah, it goes like, shoot all the blue jays you want if you can hit them, but remember it's a sin to kill a mockingbird.
Okay.
So it just let me leave the quote as it is now.
Okay.
We'll discuss once I in the midway, like maybe I try to summarize what they try to say here.
Okay. You're giving
Uh,
foreshadowing. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And this book, like I went to a nearby book bookshop actually, which is in Cormanla. So I was about to pick up a book, not specifically this particular book or something like that. I just want to randomly pick up some book. Uh, I thought uh, to again the cover thing. Like
Did you, yeah,
maybe
did you
you'll.
play that game?
Yeah, I did that. I actually did that. So I saw the cover; it was so nice, and I saw one sticker also which says like 50th anniversary edition.
Oh, 50th.
Okay, I
Okay.
thought, okay, yeah, yeah. So I thought like, okay, something very old book it seems. So I just picked it up, and without any further delay, I just bought that book.
Okay.
Just read the back one line of the gist of the whole book, and I thought like, okay, which says like it goes like this, something like it's a struggle between a lawyer and also a victim, like a false victim, and the story like revolves around them. That's how they have portrayed as a overall overview of this book. So I read this and I thought like I kept in my mind that okay, this is about courtroom drama kind of. I'm like little I have watched few movies related to these kind of dramas actually, courtroom drama. So I
Okay.
thought it will be like that.
Okay.
But I would say fortunately this book started with a different uh, surprisingly I would say like it the whole story it is in the protagonist is a small girl, 9 years old. It's a girl actually.
Yeah.
Her name is Scout,
Yeah.
but full name is like their family is like Finch family, so
Hmm.
it is like John Louis Finch, her name.
Okay.
And like I started this, okay, like every book needs a setup. So I thought like, okay, they started with this character and they will come to a lawyer character. And I thought in that way, like while reading itself, I just manipulated, okay, this could be like this. But
Okay.
first 2 to 3 chapters, not even three, like I think it is up to 5 or 6 chapters. They were discussing only about those children
Okay.
and their routines. Like it was actually speaking, like it was very boring for me at that time when I started reading the book. Yeah, we know like as we if we have read multiple genre, I mean like multiple fiction books, we
Hmm.
know like they needed some chapters to set up the characters and what are they or something like that.
Exposition. It's exposition.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Yeah.
But this particularly, it is not a setup, I would say. It's all about the story, I would say. I first my like it just changed my like the outline of this whole book.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about I mean those initial chapters, like it discuss about the Girl Scout and her brother Jem.
Hmm.
He's Jeremy Atticus Finch, his name,
Hmm.
and Atticus Finch is their father. So and another character which is California. You could have lost their character in the movie. And it just like the all the situations or the whole like the 7 to 8 chapters, it doesn't even like discussing about the main plots that they have given, which is
Okay.
this trial which is going on between the father, that Atticus Finch character, and the guy who got I mean the victim.
Okay.
um, but this that as I said, like it was boring actually, because they just wander around the nearby places in their town. Actually, the town is named as Macomb, I think. So which is like a imaginary town or county.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, which is in some Alabama place. Alabama is there, but this Macomb is she just uh, created
Fictional.
as a
Fictional
imagine,
town.
yeah, fictional town.
Yeah.
So like everything happens there, and even if you could, like, we can share the map. Actually, I when I after completing this book, like I when I tried to search and like Google, like I found a whole map of this whole imaginary setup that she has done.
Okay.
And it is so interesting actually to see that, because like once you have imagined everything as per the book said,
Hmm.
described,
Hmm.
and to see that as a whole picture, it was so surprising that all these characters revolves around those specific places. For example, like their house, which is called Finn's house actually.
Hmm.
Then there is an interesting character which is called Boo Radley,
Hmm.
and this character is something like they don't reveal it. They as like it is suspense to the characters in the book and also to the reader,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and it is revealed only at the end. Maybe like if we have any spoiler section, maybe we can discuss on at that
Okay.
spoiler section. Maybe now I don't want to reveal anything.
Okay.
So the story, like, it begins with their school time, how their scout is in the school, and how she behaves with her brother, and what they do. And there is another character, their friend Bill,
Hmm.
so he also joins them. So these three will be like exploring their during their summer holidays actually, before this start of the
Hmm.
schooling. And actually they are like this whole story again. It has like both the main theme is like good and bad actually.
Hmm.
I would describe, or I would term in that way only, because I can see all the differences. Either it is on side A or side B, and they explored all those sides. What are all the good and bad in all those things? So, which means like black and white.
Hmm.
So the this discrimination, they just have. They didn't discuss this about as a particular topic in this whole book, but it comes as a part of this whole narrative, like from the beginning to the end. And there is a character which she's a cook for that Finch family, or we can say caretaker, and she's also a very interesting character. She comes in the middle of the story to make those small children, and also as a reader, like to explore how the black communities at that time, around like 1930s or 1940s,
Hmm. Hmm.
at the time, like how they had their own community and how they tried to save themselves from not getting into any kind of issue around the whole society. Even we don't have to say as a society, like within a small neighborhood, they try to save them from different issues. And so like the all these things, all these setup, whatever is happening, like it revolves around those children. And later on, a few characters which I told, that Boo Radley, which is I think Arthur Radley, I guess.
Hmm.
And yeah, and they talk about this Radley family and all those things, and a few other characters just get introduced. And the main thing is what happens, like uh, the children's father, which he is called Atticus Finch. He is a lawyer actually. So he just take a case of a black man getting accused for raping a white girl.
Okay.
So this is the main
Plot.
I mean, yeah, main plot. But for me, it doesn't felt like that. because of I was much invested my analysis and all those character things in those children point of view. So it is again in the children's point of view only the whole book. But as a overall story, overall plot line, this is the main thing. And so he take that case and he wants to prove him that he did. I mean, like he wants to prove in a different way that one thing is like he wants to know like what really exactly happened. So before that trial, he would he know like what that guy is, where he is from, like what their community has already exposed to, like how the neighborhood treats them. All those things he knew already.
Hmm.
So he was in that kind of a zone to analyze all those things. So he took up the trial, and the trial goes on. And obviously the whole story, which says that he got wrongly
Accused.
like charged for, yeah, accused for it. And also they try to discuss like how that particular victim, like how he goes through, and also one who claims the father of a girl, that white girl who got claimed to be raped, and he how he reacts to how he wants to take revenge on this particular black people, or black that particular guy,
Hmm.
like all those things, those like prejudice and all these things, it will be there in this whole main plot line. And once it is those, I think like only 3 to 4 chapters completely discuss about this trial thing. Like if you have seen the scenes of that movie, I also watched that movie actually, but not as a whole, but as a scenes. In YouTube, there are some clips.
Hmm.
So I have watched that. And many as a like if you see like after that particular incident also,
Hmm.
this trial incident,
Hmm.
again the from the children's point of view, how different characters gets like a surprise visit to them, and their perspective change at the end actually. Maybe I would say like for maybe as for the scout, she is a main protagonist. For her, the perspective changes because she just this whole story, like it happens in 3 years or something of her, like of her age. Like she starts from 9, she become 12 years old at the end.
Oh.
And the beauty of this whole book, which I uh, think feel is like she wrote in the perspective of the children, because the innocence come from there. And they don't much question they just ask their father, and all those things happen. But still, like their innocence plays a major role.
Uh,
Where if for me also, like I mean, I'm not saying I am that much innocent to address this, but yeah, like the discrimination of black and white in a like nutshell. Maybe I got a more detailed mindset, like how those people at that time, how they were actually.
okay.
And I don't know whether it is a true story or something, that I'm not sure. But yeah, like this is my the whole. Uh, I would say I would always refer the term as a vibe of the book. I don't know, like where you refer like that, but the whole vibe of this book for me is like the view, and also the beauty is like through the eyes of those children. This story revolves around. That's a very interesting thing for me.
Yeah, so I read in Wikipedia that it is based on true incidents, and the
Oh,
author
okay.
has derived the story from her childhood. So that's why
Mm,
it is told from the point of view of a children's perspective.
mm,
Yeah, so one question from your speech. Uh, you said that initially when you started reading, you were
mhm.
signing up for the courtroom drama, but then the initial chapters kind of bored you. So, and then, but when you ended your speech, you said that you loved the book. So, exactly when your
Mm.
outlook towards the book or your mood or your expectation changed, which chapter or like what incident in the story? I'm sure the book is longer than the movie, so there'll be more
Yeah,
incidents in the book.
yeah. Actually, I cannot say particularly which chapter it started,
Huh.
but like okay, as the character maybe initially as okay, it is like very childish, the activities whatever they do, and my the interest towards the book, whole book, like it got reduced when they were trying to explore uh, this, how she behaves in school, and how the relationship between that girl and her brother Jem, how
Hmm.
it goes on, like all these analysis. For me it was like a boring thing actually when I started reading. Even I reread the all those chapters, and not even I have touched the other chapters, just reread the first four chapters actually. Now when I finish the whole book and when I reread the whole chapters, like I feel like okay, this literally they have already given the how Scout or that particular girl, like how she got her mindset from the neighborhood, from her father, from the California, which is her cook, their house cook. And later on, like the way how the story pins into introducing the Atticus Finch, the lawyer
Hmm.
slash father character,
Hmm.
and how this father character, maybe yeah, maybe at this point it could be like the conversation between the father character and Scout, the girl, and also his conversation between her brother. Then again, his conversation between California, the cook.
Hmm.
I think this made me got into the whole story because in between some incidents happen. For example, one incident which is like he shoots a mad dog actually, uh, which is in their neighborhoods. So that a dog become more mad and it will be shouting at some place. He thinks like okay, I need to uh, take down that dog. So he just shoots it actually. So
Okay.
these kind of incident happen, and also he is not that kind of a rude person. Where he, whenever he speaks to the scout character, like we can see like how he address her, how he wants to make them feel like like this California character.
Hmm.
On the very contrary, she becomes she also a black woman. Actually, I don't want to address like that, but I couldn't
Hmm.
like avoid that
Okay.
because of this story. Again, it is like it's between the black and the white. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it is like she wants the trust of Atticus Finch actually.
Hmm.
And this contradiction, because the whole neighborhood, they are not much fond of this black people. Okay, they have their own community. Even they have their own church there, black church,
Hmm.
community church. And like one interesting thing is, actually, I have seen this like very descriptive thing in this Netflix series called Sex Education.
Hmm.
Uh, so there, I have seen this whole depiction of how Jesus be inside the black community's church. You
Okay.
know, Jesus himself as a black.
Okay.
So every the characters in the Bible,
Hmm.
like Joseph or the other characters, they also depicted as the black people. And Jesus also he's in black, and the whole setup of he being in crucifixion, that is also a different perspective to them actually. I don't know
Oh.
whether their own Bible, but I'm not sure of that. But
I didn't know this. This is very new for me.
yeah. But surprisingly, I have seen that the like in that sex education series, like there is a guy like he used to avoid going along with his family kind of. So here there will be a black church in which only the black people will be. They have their like it is. They kept that, even they kept that black church away from the neighborhood actually. If we could put the map there actually, they have depicted in such a way that it is very far away from the town, and like something like they don't want to have them inside their neighborhood. So it is like very after the some sort of a railway track or something.
Hmm.
And there is also a scene where that also got me more interesting actually. Like each chapters in which my perspective towards this book changed. Maybe like one is like the discussion or the conversation between the father and the other characters. And the next thing is like California, the cook character, she takes the scout and Jim, uh, like both of them to the black church.
Hmm.
And there were few characters will be introduced there. They will be asking why, like why are you bringing these white people inside? Then she take a good point actually, which is like we are already like, fighting for our discrimination that like now we are doing back to them, which is not a wise thing. So she just explains that in a different kind of like, the words are not the same, but she just tend to make them very comfortable and also understand how because she was there in that Finch house for a very long time, and they like he is like he is single actually with their mother. I don't know like whether they have mentioned about their mother's character, but the story starts itself like the father character being single, and she takes care of them, even how to read and write. Like those two, Scout and Gem, they have learned from California only actually.
Okay.
And even if she could have want to take revenge or something, she could have done. But she is not that kind of a person where like there is another character which is the aunt character of Atticus Finch. She comes in between the in between the story and she tries to keep down California, which is like she doesn't want her to work in that in their house actually. So she wants to put down her by saying something she did like that whenever he returns back from his office. Father character, so she just complains and all these things, but she never put that in her mind. She just like be in the zone of taking care of the whole family. That's her only motive.
Okay.
And many characters, like maybe these kind of set of events made me more into like how the psyche of the author itself, author herself, like how she wants to play with these characters and how she was if she could have wanted to reveal all these things very before and discuss about this, she could have done. But in as contrary, like she just discusses vaguely about all their routine works, or like how those children do when they have free time or whenever they go to school, how it happens. And later on, all these characters comes in and play I mean like have a role with these children characters. So that's how like my transition from boring chapters to most interesting one, it happened there actually.
Okay, nice, nice. That's good to know. Like, it could have been a straightforward answer, but you actually again recollected the incidents and how the character depiction has been done. So there are a lot of characters since I am well
Mhm.
versed with the movie. So,
Mhm.
which is your favorite character in the kids and then in the adults?
Okay, okay, in this way. Okay, kid, obviously, like I go with Scout. Uh, uh, at
Sister.
some point of time, I'm interested with Gem also, Gem's brother's character. But
Okay.
still, my favorite is I'll go with Scout. And in adult, um, I would not say a very okay, maybe most liking character. He won't come for a like longer period in this whole book. Like there is a pastor kind of a character, right? Who
Okay.
takes care of when those children when they were in the trial,
Okay. Okay.
sitting during the trial. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I would say because yeah, obviously like the Finch character, lawyer characters are interesting. Uh, I would say like most likely character, I would go with that that particular pastor kind of character.
Okay. Nice.
What about
Uh,
you? You have any particular?
I mean, I think it's been a long time since I've watched the movie. I haven't read
Mm,
the
mm,
novel.
okay, okay.
Atticus, I was into acting when I watched this movie.
Mm,
So that
mm,
Atticus courtroom monologue is very famous, and
mm,
he's considered alongside Superman, the first Superman. What's his name? I forgot. Um, this was in the 50s, I guess. This movie. So what I'm trying to say is the actor who played Atticus, along with Superman, he
Mm.
was considered to be the, what do you say, the best specimen of male
Okay.
species, right? So
Oh,
manhood, one who
oh,
represents
wow.
manhood.
Oh,
Girls go crazy about these. I don't know how to put it. It's
mm,
epitome of masculinity, or how a man
mm.
should be represented. So
Correct. Correct.
yeah, so I like this character, and that particular monologue in courtroom drama is pretty famous, and I used to practice those monologues for my acting.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a huge dialogue, and it needs to
awesome.
be
Yeah.
delivered in a, not like a lawyer thing, but then with emotion. As you said, it deals with this issues, right? Centuries
Mm.
long black and white issue. So, and
Correct.
this monologue was beautifully written in the movie, but I'm not sure
Mm.
it would have been better in the book, I believe. So I
Mhm.
look forward to
Yeah, yeah.
reading this book. So my character in adults would be Atticus, and in kids I don't exactly recollect. Maybe I'll go with the brother, because he is
Okay.
the curious one, and sister is like a
Mm.
caretaker or the mother kind of character, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'll go with
Mhm.
the brother character. Yeah, thanks for
Great.
asking. So yeah, let's move on. Now, let's take a breeze. We have been
Mhm.
talking seriously for like 40 minutes. So fun
Mhm. Yeah.
activity would be yes, the main lead character, the lawyer, the
Mhm.
dad, the father, who stands
Mhm.
for justice, and he takes a pro bono, right? Like without any payment. He stands for the black guy accused. So,
Yeah.
in Tamil industry, okay,
Mhm.
first question would
Mhm.
be, in Tamil industry, whom would you
Mm.
like to play if it were made into a Tamil film? So within our Tamil actors, who would you like to play Atticus character? And then
Okay.
in Indian industry, any Indian industry, whether it's Malayalam, Mollywood, or
Mhm.
Telugu, Kannada, Sandalwood, Telugu, Tollywood, or Bollywood, from all these other industry, whom would
Mhm.
you like to play?
Okay. Okay. Maybe Atticus character. Mm, or his age, I mean, he's around something sort of 50s, right? I mean, like, if I could ever imagine, like, it could be most probably because of the drama, particular trial drama scene. I would say Kamal Hassan.
Oh, Kamal Hassan. Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, it's a
just
good choice, but do you have any other choice?
okay. I'll actually I'm getting Vikram in mind, but like actor Chian Vikram,
What
but
about Ajit? He already played a lawyer role.
yeah, but like I would not say I'm a big fan of his recent work. I would say,
Okay.
but yeah, maybe we can consider that. I have watched that movie also. Yeah, we can say, but
I mean,
I go
the
with
first choice is the best. Kamal can pull it off, and
yeah, yeah,
Vikram Vikram it'll be the second choice, obviously, as you put it put him in the second. So next to Kamal, I would say Vikram. But Ajit can pull off
Mm,
the courtroom, but then when it comes to dealing with parenthood, I think he can do,
mm.
because we have seen him in other films, Parenthood
Yeah,
also, right? Yeah, so maybe he fits. But good choice. Any other actors from Tamil industry, or we'll move on to Indian film circle?
I think these two are most.
Okay.
I would say like eligible one I can
Okay.
even imagine now.
Kamal and Vikram. I'll take Kamal and
Yeah.
Vikram for from Tamil. Okay. Now, all other industry. You can pick any
Mhm,
known actor. Yours. Like, whom do you know?
mhm,
Hindi or
mhm,
Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu. So which
mhm.
actor will be best suited to play Atticus?
Yes, Atticus as a whole Indian industry. What can we go with? Mhm, mhm,
If you want, I can give
mhm.
you popular choices like
Yeah,
Mammootty.
please give me choices. Maybe I would try
I'll
to.
just keep naming, okay? From Malayalam, we know just I know at least Mammootty, Mohanlal, Faghat Fazil is like national icon now. and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Amitabh Bachchan is there, Shah Rukh Khan, Amir
yeah.
Khan, and this guy Akshay Kumar. He's a versatile actor. And Kannada, Shivraj Kumar. I'm not sure. You stay in Bangalore, so you should get to know more Kannada actors. Shivraj Kumar, and there is Yash. Yash, I don't think he might fit. So he's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
into mass commercial
Oh,
films.
okay, I think
And
I can imagine Akshay Kumar to be a best fit. I would I
okay,
can
Akshay
easily
Kumar
like
from Hindi
relate.
circle. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can easily
From
relate.
Telugu, and this famous, if you want to go famous like this, what do you say, NTR Junior, Allu Arjun, and then Mahesh
Even
Babu.
I'm not a big fan of them. I didn't watch much of their movies also. But
Okay.
the thing is, the
Okay,
thing is
so
like,
one
yeah.
other industry, one other actor we need. So one you said
Okay,
Akshay
then
Kumar
yeah,
from Hindi.
I'll go with Mammootty then. Yeah,
Mammootty.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good. I mean, I can imagine him in courtroom drama. He'll be
yeah, yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
And I think there is this another actor who played a courtroom drama, na, from Malayalam. I forgot his name. Prithviraj.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he acted in Tamil also, right? So he can also, I think, pull off because he already has done a courtroom lawyer character, and he's a very
Okay.
good fit. I'm not sure about the parenthood, but the courtroom scenes he can pull it off.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Kamal Hassan, Vikram,
Mhm.
Akshay Kumar from Hindi, and Mammootty from Malayalam industry.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Malay.
much. That's a
Yeah.
good game. Now coming back to the story. So it was a randomly you ran into this book. That's what you told us. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, how many times have you read?
No, no. One full time, I mean, one time as a full book, and I read it the chapters, like first five, I think, five chapters,
Mm,
4 to 5 chapters in between, like I read it. That's it.
okay. And you mentioned that you didn't watch the movie fully, but you have watched some, at least the courtroom scenes. So how did
Uh,
you? Yeah.
yeah, actually, those clips I watched as a clips actually. Some 17 or 18 clips were there of the whole movie.
Okay. So
Each
my
scene,
my
yeah.
question is like
Mhm.
this is a very good question to the readers, na? So when you have read something, the original work, and then you go watch
Mm.
the adaptation, what was your feeling? Or like, did they justify, or was it better, or you feel that they missed out majority of the segments?
Actually, as I have already watched this whole movie as a scene, I cannot. I mean, I couldn't come to a completely come to a conclusion that whether they have missed something or not. But as far as the scenes which I have watched, I felt like they have justified each character, and also
Okay.
the pace in which the whole story moves.
Hmm.
That is the same pace I can see it in the movie also.
Okay, they have reasonably done well, you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say because
Yeah.
specifically 2 or 3 scenes I can mention that in that like I have.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, earlier in the segment when you were expressing your raw feelings about the book, I got the same vibe in the movie as well. I love the
Mm.
movie, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually regretted. So I didn't know it's a book, okay? So I
Okay.
watched the
Okay.
movie and I asked my friend, like, we both watched a lot of Hollywood movies, and I asked him,
Mm.
like, have you watched To Kill a Mockingbird? And he answered only one thing. I was ashamed, and I was like so regretful of
Mm.
watching the movie. He said, I've read the book. Okay. So I actually picked up the habit of reading from him, and I know how it feels to read the original work and then watch the movie.
Obvious.
So if you miss the reading part first, then watching the movie is nothing. So movie gives a good feel, but when you read it, you are going to be having more, right? So obviously, because of the restrictions in filmmaking and the realistic
Correct.
what do you say, the challenges that we face in reality, gathering a team and a crew cast, everything, you have to compromise on a lot of things and make modification. But then reading with your own imagination, constructing the whole movie with your own characters, so that is a different
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
altogether. So
Yeah.
I regret that I watched the movie. I have to read the book. So it's good that I'm forgetting the movie. So I'm waiting for all the memories of the movie to go away so that I can read the book again fresh first time and then go watch the movie. Cool.
Yeah.
Something to tell the audience why. someone must pick this book, because let me take a few seconds or minutes here. This is a book that has been curated in schools and colleges all around the US. It's like a modern literature, modern classic in US at least. So it's like a case study for children, and it's like a must read for all the children in schools and colleges. So that it's that impactful and that valuable, and it's simply one of the all-time greats, I say, To Kill a Mockingbird. And since it is told from a children's perspective, so as Sai Prashanth was saying, the main plot is about a black guy getting incriminated for a crime that he supposedly or allegedly committed, but how he's being on trial, and this father is defending him. So that's the main plot. But since it's told from a children's perspective, we come to know what's happening in the street and how children see the differentiation or racism at that era. It has become a critical literature, and yeah, so that's why I asked from your point of view, a person who initially felt that it's boring, and then it went opposite, right? So uh,
Yeah.
if anybody has to read this book, why they should read book?
Okay. I would say like just a minute.
Yeah. To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee. We are in love with this book. I was like, when he suggested this book, I was like, okay, this is a classic, and I watched the movie at least. So I haven't read the book, but I can ask questions based on the movie. And he's definitely seemed to love this book. Right. It's stories about two kids. So it's told from the perspective of two kids whose father is a lawyer, and he goes on to defend a black guy who gets incriminated for committing a crime, rape. That's what the white woman accuses. So the majority of the movie is like learning what the children perceives the society and what their father does. But towards the end, it's gonna be full courtroom drama. The father defending the black man, and how they see it. So whether he won the case or not, whether he was able to defend the black man and get him out, was he able to prove his innocence? That's a question, and I know the ending, and even our guest speaker knows the ending. Yeah, hope our guest speaker is available now, Sai Prashant.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Sorry for the
Yeah.
interruption. Let's continue. The question was, why do anyone have to read this book?
Okay. Yeah. Like as you already earlier mentioned that if this story has been told in such a way only to discuss about the discrimination of black and white, like it could have been a different zone, but she chose to put it in the point of view of the children. So where the innocence comes in, and through those eyes of innocence, when they try to explore how this racist like behaviors over the whole neighborhood is going on, that is a I would say like we one who reads also can easily explore like how it could be, how you need to address the particular like behavior over this black and white discrimination.
Okay.
So that's the I would say like this one particular one point, I would say definitely like one should read for to exploring these children's perspective, like
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Good. Uh, Thank you for a great recommendation. And how was the experience on attending a live podcast. So this is something we discovered this year eventually, like getting into the comfort zones of a guest speaker. Like they can sit in home and jump into a call, online call, and like go live in YouTube. So how was the experience of a online live podcast?
Yeah, I mean, this is for
I think
actually
you
for,
are keeping the mic so close to the mouth. The mic is creating
okay,
some noise. Yeah.
okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah, yeah. This is also the first time for me. Like, even I have spoke in person and discussing about books. That is a different thing.
Uh,
But yeah, in the online podcast, it hits me different, and it's so nice actually
uh,
to discussing. Even I have like when we like, so I mean, whether it is a online podcast or in person, to discuss about books and the story behind it, whether it is a movie or a book, like it is always fascinating. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. So most of the book club meets, in case we have like 5 or 6 participants, we actually restrict the timing, right? So we give the
Mm.
speakers like 5 minutes to talk about your book, and then 5 minutes to express your what do you say, experience on reading this book. So it's mostly time restricted in our club meets, but that's why this podcast is has been a good platform where. At least the guest speaker who's attending the podcast can express basically like unlimited meals, like unlimited time.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, I mean, really, it's so like well, like it's so like good to have a like in-depth conversation about about a book, or like I'm also so much fascination into movies and filmmaking, all those things.
okay.
But still, like once this I have started attending book clubs, start to discuss about books,
Hmm.
like it is now feeling a different one, because movies in depth we discuss with my close friend.
Hmm.
And now like when I try to discuss books with random people and come to know from their point of view how they have explored the book, that is a different hit on me. And when you like doing this for a like uh, like the podcast or the book club meet, whatever you're doing, it is like really appreciable, and I'm so happy that you're continuously like thriving to keep up the spirit of all our members. It is so actually good. Like whenever I get the notification from Discord, like maybe I couldn't find time to look at the other previous events which he you have conducted, but yeah, I'm so happy to be part of this podcast. Yeah,
Thank you so much. That
yeah,
means a lot, and
yeah.
it's very kind of you to give such a compliment. Yeah, and we do have a movie podcast also, so you can come and talk about a movie as well. So
Sure, sure, sure.
we have a huge
I'm so
platform. Your
happy to learn.
podcast is very vast, and
Yeah.
I would say the next episode we can explore a topic. So recently, because of Sharmila, so she is
Mm.
like a recurring guest speaker in our podcast, and she always comes with a topic. So
Oh,
if it's a
great.
movie, then what that movie explores. So first we'll talk
Mm.
about the topic and the society, how it impacts. So then we'll jump into the movie or the book. So next time we can pick some topic related to the book so that we'll explore that topic, and then how relevant is our case study. So in this case, I think we could have gone for racism. So I don't see any
Okay.
difference between that period where, I mean, the period in which the book is being written and or the story is being told, and now, is there any
Exactly.
major difference? I don't think so. Still racism is there in different forms.
In a
So
yeah, different. Obviously, it is in a different form. That's it. Like they claim that this whole story happens in 1930s,
yeah,
and still till now we are like almost how much 70, 80 years, right?
100
80,
years,
100 years. Yeah, 100 years.
yeah,
Yeah, almost. And like it still feels the certain the way the characters speak. Still, it is like uh,
yeah, yeah.
reflecting now.
Correct, correct. So that's the idea. Like it's good to explore the topic and then come. So yeah, next time we'll explore a topic and then talk about your favorite book. And as
Yeah,
promised,
yeah.
we'll do a second episode soon.
Sure, sure, sure.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming to our podcast and expressing your opinions on this famous modern classic, To Kill a Mockingbird. If you haven't read, audience, then I suggest you to drop get out of our podcast immediately and go buy this book and read it. So it's a classic. It's a read for all the children. No matter what's your age, you have to read. You will resonate with any character, and it takes you to a different world, to the era of 1920s and 30s, the hardships, suffering, and how from the point of view of children, how innocent they were and how they looked at these stuff. So it's a great book. Please do read it. And I'm really glad that Sai Prashanth brought this book for his first podcast episode with us. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this podcast. I will soon catch you in another live stream, video, or podcast. Until then, you are watching Medley with MaddiE. I am MaddiE DawsoN. Sorry, you're listening to MDM podcast. I am MaddiE DawsoN. Bye bye.